World Heavyweight Championship is a thing of beauty. Now, when I talk about beauty, I don't necessarily mean physically beautiful, although admittedly the World Heavyweight Championship belt is a very nice, slick looking belt. But when I talk about beauty, I'm more so referring to what it does to the world of the WWE. Because the World Heavyweight Championship opens up the main event scene to so many more guys. No longer is the main event scene reserved for the same 4 or 5 guys over and over again. The World Heavyweight Championship has opened up the dam of opportunities to the main event scene. Whether it's giving one-off championship opportunities to people that deserve it, giving full-blown feuds to people that deserve it, or just giving the championship to people that have earned it. So today's topic is the World Heavyweight Championship. We're gonna look at the entire landscape of the main roster, and we're gonna look at who has the best chance of becoming the World Heavyweight Champion and dethroning Damian Priest. And we're gonna be really realistic about this, because if you're over on SmackDown, you're actually gonna score really low here, even if your name is Roman Reigns. But hey, as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring that bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're gonna fall in love with his YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And as you can see, my background isn't the same. And that's because this is the last video that I'm doing in this famous corner of mine. A corner where I've been making videos and live streaming for the past 6 years. A corner where I've live streamed to 7 people playing Fall Guys and also streamed to 20,000 people watching WrestleMania 40. So I've had the opportunity to grow tremendously as a human being right here. And I've met a lot of people and have reached a ton of people as well that has fundamentally changed my life. So you will be seeing an entire new setup as I move into the very first home that I've ever purchased. And it's an extremely proud moment for myself and for my family to be in this position, and I wouldn't be in this position without you. So thank you for watching the videos. But yeah, enough sappy shit. Let's jump into it. First, let me show you the different categories that I have here, and these categories represent the likelihood that I think that this individual will dethrone Damian Priest and become your new World Heavyweight Champion. We have no chance in hell. These are the people that truly, in my opinion, have a 0% chance of being the guy. We also have outside chance. These are guys where things really need to materialize in order for this to happen. I think that Damian Priest would need to hold the championship for much longer than I think he realistically is going to hold it for these people to ever have a shot at Damian Priest. Then we have genuine threats. These are people that at any moment could be given a realistic, earned opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship, and it would make 100% sense. Then there's true contenders. These are the guys that are genuinely the guys that you need to consider as the next World Heavyweight Champion. I'm not talking World Heavyweight Champion down the line. I'm saying these are the guys that could win the World Heavyweight Championship tomorrow. And then I added one extra category, which is the guy that I think will be the one to dethrone Damian Priest. Although I cheated and I have 2 guys, but hey, whatever. It's my video, which I really appreciate you watching. So please continue to watch. Let's start with AJ Styles. Now, funnily enough, I already alluded to the fact that most people on SmackDown are likely going to land in the no chance in hell category because of the brand split. AJ Styles is, funnily enough, a bit different in this situation because of the current storyline and narrative that he's in, that he wants to have another championship opportunity against Cody Rhodes, but Nick Aldis won't give it to him. Maybe this could result in him looking for outside opportunities, looking for a trade from SmackDown to Raw. I think it's going to lead to a trade from SmackDown to TNA for a while, but because that is a possibility that AJ Styles could be shifting away from Friday Night SmackDown, I oddly enough actually have to put him into the threat category, because if he does go to Monday Night Raw, he instantly becomes a threat to the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, and the World Heavyweight Championship. A comment from the authors of Pain, to no surprise, is no chance in hell. Same with Tozawa. He's too busy getting bullied to Kingdom Come by Chad Gable to ever have a chance. No chance in hell. Andrade would have been an interesting one had he not been drafted to SmackDown because of his program with the Judgment Day, because of his several stare downs with Damian Priest. It could have been a very possible reality that Andrade could have been the guy to get an opportunity at Damian Priest and even dethrone him. But with him going to SmackDown, it's just not in the books. It's not going to happen. They're too far removed in terms of degrees of separation for this to be realistic. I could see Andrade getting a chance at Cody Rhodes perhaps, but not Damian Priest. No chance in hell. Garza also on SmackDown, but that wouldn't matter. He'd still be in no chance in hell. Dawkins also on SmackDown, also a tag team, no chance in hell. Where the hell did Apollo Crews end up? I think he ended up on SmackDown, right? Still, no chance in hell. Ashante the Adonis still on SmackDown, on a tag team, doesn't appear on TV, no chance in hell. Austin Theory, also on SmackDown, is in a tag team, no chance in hell. This is gonna happen a few times throughout the video. Baron Corbin is on SmackDown and is in the no chance in hell category. He would have been a really interesting threat had he been drafted to Monday Night Raw, with how these big, tall heavyweights are the ones that are the sharks surrounding the water of the World Heavyweight Championship, but he's over on SmackDown, and I don't know what they're planning on doing with him over there, because I actually think that Baron Corbin fit better on Raw. No chance in hell. Berto, SmackDown, tag team, you know the drill, no chance in hell. If Big E ever does come back from his retirement, then I actually do see him as a very true contender to the World Heavyweight Championship and Damian Priest, because it also would bring faction warfare into the equation, the New Day versus the Judgment Day. But the likelihood of this happening is just so low at this point that I have no other choice but to put this in no chance in hell. Bobby Lashley, he continues to be on SmackDown. Actually, he's out right now injured. Who knows how long he's going to be out for? But because he's on SmackDown, so far removed from Damian Priest, I have to be realistic about it. No chance in hell. Braun Strowman recently just returned and is immediately already been inserted into a feud with JD McDonough and the entirety of the Judgment Day. And I actually see him getting a championship opportunity against Damian Priest, maybe on Raw, maybe at Money in the Bank. I really think that he's going to be getting a genuine crack at the World Heavyweight Championship. And if Braun Strowman gets a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship, we need to remember that he is a former world champion. He is a guy that the WWE has trusted with the ball before. So maybe in a world where Damian Priest falls out of love, maybe the top brass at WWE don't want him as champion and don't trust him, maybe they trust Braun Strowman. But Braun Strowman is a proven commodity. He is a huge dude that could realistically physically defeat Damian Priest, and he is already involved in a program involving the champion. You need to put him in the true contender here, folks. Brock Lesnar is an interesting situation. From all accounts, it seems like they've lifted the ban on Brock Lesnar. I don't know what lifting the ban means. I don't know if he's allowed to come back to the WWE, or if it just means that now they're allowed to mention Brock Lesnar on TV, like Michael Cole did recently when he was referring to past King of the Ring winners. And every news outlet is saying that Brock Lesnar is unbanned. I don't know what the extent of this unbanning is, but if he does return to the WWE, if he returns to Monday Night Raw, just the fact that he's unbanned and there is a possibility, a smidgen of a chance that he could appear on WWE TV, with his history of dethroning champions that are not white, I think you have to put Brock Lesnar into true contender if Damian Priest is the champion. I think that there could be a really deep discussion revolving Braun Breaker and the World Heavyweight Championship. Is this too soon? Is it not soon enough with how already advanced he is in terms of his skill in the ring and in the microphone, character work, etc.? However, the only thing that prevents me from putting him as the guy is the fact that he's not currently involved with anything to do with Judgment Day and Damian Priest. He's removed doing something else in the mid-card scene, but it's so obvious that they are so ready to catapult this guy to the main event scene of Raw. Because of that, if Damian Priest actually holds this for a while, I'm talking Survivor Series, I'm talking Royal Rumble, I'm talking WrestleMania, Braun Breaker becomes a true contender at that point. Bronson Reed to me might be one of the most underrated guys in the WWE today. He is hovering around championship gold, that being the Intercontinental Championship. If he were to move on from the Intercontinental Championship and chase World Championship gold, I actually think he's a threat. Brutus Creed is no chance in hell. Carlito is, funny enough, really close to the World Heavyweight Championship and being in a program with Damian Priest, because he is like this stray cat that Dominic Mysterio brought into the Judgment Day clubhouse that Damian Priest has been trying to get rid of but won't leave. So it's possible that this program could actually spark into something. Look, all I'm saying is that the chances aren't zero, so I'm going to give Carlito an outside chance. With Carmelo Hayes being on SmackDown, I would put him into the outside chance category. However, I got to think a little bit more critically about this and be a bit more realistic, because I do think that Carmelo Hayes is a strong, strong contender to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. And if I think that you are a contender to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, you can't be put into the no chance in hell category. I am going to put him into the outside chance because so many things need to happen in order for this to actually take fruit and actually develop into it actually happening. So I'm going to just say outside chance, but it's all because of the possibility of him being him. And by him, I mean Mr. Money in the Bank. Cedric Alexander to me is no chance in hell. Chad Gable, depending on how they build him from this great storyline that they're doing with him, of him being this piece of shit, horrible coach, I think you need to consider him as a threat. CM Punk really is all dependent on who the World Heavyweight Championship is on, when he comes back, and all of his intentions when he does come back. It does sound like his intention is a priority to take out Drew McIntyre, but then intention number 2 is the World Heavyweight Championship. So I'm going to put CM Punk into true contender. Cruz del Toro is no chance in hell. Cody Rhodes, already the WWE Undisputed Champion over on SmackDown. The likelihood that we ever see double champions again is just so low. No chance in hell. Dexter Lumis may be part of the Wyatt Six when he comes back. We'll see. No chance in hell. Dijak might just be a case of little bit too late because he actually is the perfect type of contender for somebody like Damian Priest. In fact, he fits the mold of all of the sharks that are around the World Heavyweight Championship picture with guys like Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, with guys like Gunther, Braun Strowman. He brings that heavyweight aspect to the World Heavyweight Championship, but also brings that awesome in-ring skill. He might ratio me all the time. I might hate him. I might think that his sunglasses are stupid, but I also have to be realistic of the fact that he hasn't appeared on Monday Night Raw. He recently appeared on Main Event, so we'll see if that develops into something, but I think it's just too little too late for him to be a genuine threat to Damian Priest right now. No chance in hell. Dominic Mysterio, he is involved with the Judgment Day. He's always at odds with the Judgment Day these days, it seems, and he's always getting scolded by Damian Priest, kind of like Carlito, because he's so attached and so close to the hip to Damian Priest. He's right there technically in terms of degrees of separation, but obviously the likelihood of this actually growing into something where Dominic could become World Heavyweight Champion is not very likely, but it is an outside chance. The chances aren't zero. Dragon Lee is on Raw, but I don't, come on, no chance in hell. Drew McIntyre, for many people, would be the guy in this situation. He's the one that's got the next championship opportunity against Damian Priest. He's the one that, in my opinion, has been one-upping Damian Priest in this program. It would be his hometown, home country of Glasgow, Scotland. It's too perfect. However, weirdly enough, I think that Drew has bigger fish to fry at shows like SummerSlam, and that being CM Punk. And that feud is so good, so heated, that it just doesn't need the World Heavyweight Championship. In fact, the World Heavyweight Championship in a program right now between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre actually is counterintuitive. It makes the feud feel less like an actual personal beef and then makes it business by including the championship. And their feud isn't business, it's personal. We want it to be personal. And because CM Punk is in the horizon, because that feud doesn't need a World Heavyweight Championship, I think CM Punk costs Drew McIntyre his World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. We'll see, but I'm not going to put Drew into the guy, but he is still a true contender. Elton Strong, no chance in hell. Eric, I mean, we haven't seen him on TV. He's still out. No chance in hell. Finn Balor, okay? So we've heard already about a couple of the members of the Judgment Day. Look, I'm accidentally calling Carlito a member of the Judgment Day. Look, Carlito is the stray cat of the Judgment Day. It counts, all right? He's in the clubhouse all the time. I could say he's in the Judgment Day. And him and Dominic Mysterio, I put in the outside chance because of their proximity to Damian Priest. However, just because that they have that proximity doesn't even necessarily mean that they'll ever get a championship opportunity. Finn Balor, on the other hand, makes a tremendous amount of sense to get a championship opportunity and maybe even be the guy to force Damian Priest to turn babyface. I don't know. I think that we're going to be seeing this summer at some point or another Damian Priest versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. True contender. Giovanni Vinci, no chance in hell. Grayson Waller, tag team over on SmackDown, you know the drill, no chance in hell. We have reached Gunther, the guy who has a guaranteed opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship on SummerSlam. So at the very minimum, you have to put him into true contender because he is quite literally the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship after Clash of the Castle and after Money in the Bank. So there's still some time to go. But if Damian Priest is able to retain all the way through to SummerSlam which I do believe that he will, it is going to be Gunther versus Damian Priest. And I wouldn't be surprised if by then the thing that I already talked about involving Finn Balor has already taken fruition, and we actually do have a traditional heel in Gunther taking on a traditional babyface in Damian Priest. And if that is the case, look, I think you need to write this home. I think you get it notarized. I think you get it laminated. I need you to send this off to the government, whatever your local government, municipal, federal, because I think that Gunther is your next world heavyweight champion. He's the guy. Ilya Dragunov is in the same program with Braun Breaker, with Ricochet, but I just don't think that right now, as it stands, I don't think that he'll be immediately catapulted to the main event scene as quickly as somebody like Braun Breaker will. However, Ilya Dragunov, if he's able to continue to wrestle at the pace that he's wrestling, if he can continue to deliver every single week like he is, it's possible that maybe Damian Priest holds on to this later down the line, later in 2024, early 2025, where Ilya Dragunov can get an actual shot at Damian Priest. So I'm going to say outside chance, but I do think that he gets a championship opportunity much sooner if Gunther wins and they have a match at Bash in Berlin. Ivar, because of his career-threatening injury, sadly, we have to put him in No Chance in Hell. JD McDonough is the only one of the Judgment Day that has this proximity to Damian Priest that I truly believe is No Chance in Hell. Okay, I told you that I had the guy in Gunther, but I think it's possible that we might have the other guy in Jey Uso here. And the reason why I have him as the other guy is because I think that Gunther, when it comes to SummerSlam, needs to take on a babyface. They can't do heel versus heel. I really don't think that you can get away with that dynamic at SummerSlam. You can get away with it at Clash at the Castle because, well, it's not technically a full heel versus heel dynamic because we have a crowd that's going to make Drew McIntyre by default the babyface of that singular match that night. But Ohio isn't gonna give us that at SummerSlam. So maybe we get Jey Uso getting a crack at Damian Priest again, because don't forget, he had Damian Priest beat at Backlash, but of course the Judgment Day got involved and he hasn't gotten a championship opportunity again. I wouldn't be surprised if Damian Priest drops the championship to Jey Uso so that they can do Jey Uso versus Gunther at SummerSlam. I'm saying, I really think that this could very well happen. Jey Uso's my other guy. Jimmy Uso, on the other hand, no chance in hell. Joaquin Wilde, no chance in hell. Johnny Gargano, tag team SmackDown. You know the drill. Say it with me. No chance in hell. The likelihood of it being Julius Creed is honestly still zero at the moment. Maybe years down the line, but that's not what we're doing today. No chance in hell. Carl Anderson is a tag team, been sent down to NXT, is nowhere near the picture, no chance in hell. Karrion Kross, he's there, he's on Raw, but just doesn't really exude that championship aura that he used to so long ago. I just don't see him being a realistic contender to Damian Priest at the moment. I'm going to say outside chance. Kevin Owens, because he's on SmackDown, I am going to say no chance in hell. Kit Wilson, tag team SmackDown, no chance in hell. Here's the thing, Kofi Kingston is an interesting one. Because it's Damian Priest as the champion, I do have Kofi Kingston in no chance in hell. But if it was Gunther as champion, I think that they could potentially recreate the magic of Kofi Mania and have Kofi go after Gunther. But I just don't think that Kofi is the right guy to be going after Damian Priest. I don't think it makes any sense. LA Knight is on SmackDown, and you'd think I'd put him in the no chance in hell category. However, I think I have him in the same vein of thought as Carmelo Hayes, somebody that I think is a very strong contender to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. In fact, I think he's the favorite to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Because he's the favorite to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, I'm actually going to give him more than just an outside chance. I'm going to make him a threat because I do think that to some degree, SmackDown might be too bloated to really get a proper LA Knight main event run. But if LA Knight were to win Money in the Bank, which I think there's a very strong likelihood that he does, he could very well quickly jump over to Monday Night Raw and become the main eventer over there instantly. Logan Paul just has too many things going on. US champion, SmackDown Prime, no chance in hell. Ludwig Kaiser just became a singles star, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do as a singles without always having Gunther, calling the shots. I do think it's no chance in hell, but I'm just excited to see what they do with Ludwig right now. Gallows, no chance in hell. Montez, tag team SmackDown, you know the drill, no chance in hell. Odyssey Jones, who? Omos, dude, what are they doing with Omos? I haven't seen him in forever. I miss Omos. I miss the Homo sapiens. No chance in hell. Otis is just too involved in this program with Chad Gable, getting bullied every single night, just like Tozawa. I do think it's no chance in hell. Pete Dunne, he's too embroiled in the tag team division of Monday Night Raw. It would just be so far removed to the point where the likelihood that Damian Priest is champion by the time that Pete Dunne gets an opportunity at the main event scene is so unlikely. No chance in hell. R-Truth, if he was still in the Judgment Day storyline, I would definitely have him as an outside threat, but right now it is no chance in hell. Randy Orton, just too involved with the bloodline. I think if he does set his sights on another world championship, it would be Cody's WWE Undisputed Championship. It just doesn't make sense for him being on SmackDown as well. No chance in hell. Rey Mysterio, like, I know he's on Raw and he did beat Carlito. He does have a program with Damian Priest, but like, come on, there's no way that the WWE puts the world title on Rey Mysterio at this point in his career. He's probably gonna get a world championship opportunity. I'm still gonna go out on a limb and say no chance in hell, even if that championship opportunity is a very strong likelihood. But come on, dude, no way. No way. Brizard to me is no chance in hell. Ricochet, I have in the same vein right now as Ilya Dragunov for all of the same reasons. Outside chance. Roman Reigns has no business going for the belt that he himself called the losers brackets belt. If he comes back, it's going to be to go after Cody, to do things with the bloodline, etc. No chance in hell. If Sami Zayn wasn't Intercontinental Champion, he might be in contention for the guy, especially with Money in the Bank coming around the corner, being in Canada, and it being a super pro Sami Zayn crowd, and it being a pro Sami Zayn crowd that would be cheering for a guy that isn't a heel on everyday television like Drew McIntyre in Scotland. So that would have been a perfect dynamic to crown somebody like Sami Zayn Money in the Bank winner, maybe even a same-day cash-in, but he's just too involved in this Intercontinental Championship picture that I think is going to last a really long time. However, I still think he's a true contender. He's the most natural babyface on Monday Night Raw right now, and it's really between him and Jey Uso in terms of like top true babyfaces. So if you're the number 2 guy in terms of baby faces on the entire show, I think I have to put you in true contender. It's just a matter of how quickly they can transition Sammy out of the Intercontinental Championship picture. Maybe he loses to Chad Gable at some show soon, and that opens up Sami Zayn. Santos Escobar is no chance in hell. Seth Rollins really would be the guy if he was even around, but we don't know how long he's gonna be gone for. It's possible that he's gone for the entirety of the length of Damian Priest's championship reign. They might never cross paths, but it's still Seth freaking Rollins. Even the potential, the thought of him even coming back while Damian Priest is champion, you have to put him in true contender. I'm honestly surprised that Sheamus isn't in this program right now with how many familiar faces are surrounding Damian Priest with guys like Drew McIntyre and Gunther, guys that he has a tremendous amount of history with. And in terms of body type and offense, he fits the mold for the current landscape of the World Heavyweight Championship. But however, he's in the mid-card helping Ludwig Kaiser get his singles career off the ground. He is a threat, but I think under normal circumstances, he'd be a true contender. Nakamura, I haven't seen him in forever, but he's on SmackDown anyway. No chance in hell. Solo Sikoa wouldn't make any sense. No chance in hell. Tama Tonga, no chance in hell. Tonga Loa, no chance in hell. The Miz is also no chance in hell. The Rock, it just wouldn't make sense. You know he likes the way that Cody's championship looks and feels on him. No chance in hell for The Rock. Tommaso Ciampa, Tag Team SmackDown, no chance in hell. Tyler Bate, basically take everything that I said about Pete Dunne and put it here as well. No chance in hell. Xavier Woods, actually take everything that I said about Kofi Kingston in terms of it actually making sense of him having a legendary Xavier Mania-like run against Gunther. It doesn't make sense against Damian Priest. So because it's currently Damian Priest as champion, no chance in hell. All right, folks, that's the list, and that's the last video in this famous little corner. Say goodbye, folks. But that's it. We are done. Get out of here.